So, having gathered the gang, both the family and your little crew, you exit the house, ready to go hunting for the Daddies. Harrier, kind of, he's you can see that he's perked up a bit. Where his surliness previously was his one overriding character trait, he's now got a kind of vigor about him. He's got a mission, and you can see a sharpness in his eyes that says that he's kind of been waiting for this moment. And he points out further inland, away from where you've come from, and says, "Right, the Daddies keep coming from that direction. So I suggest that we all make our way over there. I've done a little bit of scouting in the last couple of days myself. Sorry, Dad, I know you don't want me out there." And you can see Harry just shake his head and go, "I've told you a million times, son, you've got to be careful out there." Harry rolls his eyes and just kind of points a hand over and goes, "Right, so let's not muck about, let's get going." And he starts leading you towards another fairly overgrown path. This one isn't going to require you to get on your hands and knees so much, but there's a lot of stuff sticking out on the sides, so it's going to take a moment, potentially. As you get up to the front of it, Harrier starts pushing through, and he's really pushing his body through, scraping up against everything. He looks back at you guys and goes, "Oh, it's a bit of a tight squeeze. You going to be all right going through there?"
Can Shuttlecock not do something about this? If he's got, like, chainsaws and blades and stuff.
Yeah, I could have a go. I definitely have a cutting blade.
Certainly can.
Yeah.
I will call this we called it a survival strength last time. We were going through a bunch of brambles, so we'll do the same thing again, and you've got a cutting tool. I'm going to say, in fact, you know what? You've got all the tools. You don't really need the skill. It's just going to take a little bit of time.
Sure.
So if we put Shuttlecock up front, then he can start mechanically whirring away, chopping and cutting through, as everybody patiently kind of takes like a step every 45 seconds or so, as you're steadily pushing through this. And it's making a nice kind of like, almost a hedge maze-like shape as you are going through this tunnel now.
Yeah, I'm not like fully set up as like a gardening robot, but like the buzzsaw is kind of a standard fixture. So I suspect it's more often than not used for cutting pizzas rather than gardening. But it's good enough to cut a way through, I think.
Yes, this vault was equipped with Italian cuisine because British cuisine in that time, I don't think would have allowed for pizzas so much, but I do like the idea.
It's a small pizzeria.
So, you make your way through. It takes about 5 minutes or so, and as you're going, Harry is kind of like looking back and talking occasionally, asking Percy in particular, says, "So Victor here, he says you're happy to help. You look like a capable sort. You ready to fight these things?"
As ready as we're gonna be. I've got a pistol with me. I've got a wrench. I'm ready to kill some bugs.
It's a good wrench, too. I gave him that wrench.
He did, and I'm very grateful for it, Victor.
Yeah, I think I've seen bigger, but it's not bad.
But what he can do.
Well,
it's not the size of it, mate. It's how you use it.
You should be aware, and obviously, Shuttlecock. That's your name, innit, robot?
I sort of swivel an eye stalk back round to him.
Yes, sir. Shuttlecock.
Right, so you should all be aware that these things have got proper sharp limbs, and as much as that gun, like, it's good that you got that because you don't want to get close, but you're going to have a pain in the arse shooting it. The proper skinny, those things. We've unloaded that, Dad's little laser pistol thing. He's fired it so many times and he's barely even touched the things. So just so you know, they're right quick. So as soon as we see them, if they don't see us, don't alarm them because they'll be right on top of us.
So stealth is key.
I'm just looking over at my stats now, and oh boy, that might be an issue.
Yeah, my sneak skill is not great either.
Yes, but you're made of metal, and I'm made of horribly, horribly weak, soft flesh.
I am a shiny robot hovering on a jet engine. Not particularly stealthy. I'm currently swinging a buzzsaw around.
On an unrelated note, how exposed is that jet engine?
It's fine.
Yes, you've got your full chassis. There's no exposed wires or cables or like soft bits, let's say. There's no soft targets currently around that thruster. So
he wouldn't explode after, like, I don't know, a shot.
No. Mr. Handy's built a sterner stuff than that.
Victor, I do not anticipate the flying bugs to have guns. Are you expecting guns? Are you expecting me to take a shot?
I can't say that I've ever seen a daddy holding a gun apart from my own, but yeah, don't expect them to. They're not smart or anything. These things are like stupid bugs.
But enough of them causes a problem.
Mm-hmm. And as you're saying that, I think that's where Shuttlecock will have gotten through to the next little clearing area. You kind of break through some like overgrown vines and what have you that have grown across.
There we are.
Oh, perfect. And Harriet kind of starts pushing past. Mum, Dad, you stay at the back. I don't want to see you getting in the middle of this. And he pushes past everybody and gets to the front. Right. Quiet and calm. Behind me. And he takes a slightly hunched stance and gives a little wave over his shoulder to follow him as he starts heading forward into what is a open clearing within this sort of nest of vines and brambles and overgrowth, wherein you can see that there is it's probably about quite a big clearing. It's about 50, maybe probably bigger than that actually, maybe 100 meters across. So we're talking a decent field size. And you can see from the angle you're approaching that there is a divot quite deep in the middle of this, where rapidly as you start maybe a few meters in past the edges of the brambles, you can see that it's starting to dip into this large divot in the middle, and in the middle there is another area of overgrowth, but it seems like there's like bits of plant matter in there. It's not really growing as well. There's indication that things have been chopped up and thrown about the place quite recently.
It looks more like a nest than a bush.
You could say that.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Harrier puts his hand up. He's doing the kind of, you don't know where he's picked it up necessarily, but he's giving you the classic kind of like hold hand up in the air thing, and stops and crouches down a little bit lower and does like a hand lowering thing like, join me down here.
I hover a little bit lower.
Yep. I go down to my haunches.
Before I do that, can I have a quick look with my with the scopy bit on my goggles?
Absolutely. Yeah, give me a perception survival check, which for you would mean you need to get below 10 or 10.
Yes!
I got one. Okay, so you flick down your goggles and you squint through them. The enhanced magnification on them gives you a little bit more of a, let's say it's a 1.2 times view kind of a deal.
Sure.
And you can see that there are subtle hints of movement within the pile of debris and plant life. There's sort of sticks and leaves, and you can see the vines of the brambles kind of like chopped into smaller pieces. And within that, there appears to be what, if it was like on normal ground, if it was a sort of like upper the level you're at, you would think it was the wind. But there's enough movement within that pile to make you think, okay, this is a divot, the wind isn't hitting there, but it's moving. The indication is there's stuff in there. Stuff
Cool.
meaning daddies.
Yeah, alright, yeah, I got it. Guys, I've just picked up some enemy movement in that little divot that we're looking at. We may want to proceed with extreme caution.
Harrier nods and goes, you're not half wrong, mate. That's definitely signs of the daddies. I think there's at least 3 of them. Like I say, they don't gather in big numbers, but they will hunt in little packs. If we can, it'd be interesting if we could knock one into another, but we'll see how it goes. I don't know how you want to approach this. I don't think it's a good idea to like make them aware that we're here, but I ain't got nothing but me little knife here and Dad's gun, and Mum's got her bag with her, but I don't think we want to get to the point where she's swinging that about.
Oi, Shuttlecock.
Just swivel an eye towards him.
Have you got a flamethrower on you?
That's none of your business, sir.
What a man does with flamethrowers between him and himself.
The only reason I ask is, hypothetically, if you had a flamethrower attachment on you, what kind of reach would the flames get to? I'm simply thinking if necessary, we could set a light to these creatures if they're in one spot.
If, hypothetically, I had some kind of flame attachment, the range would not be particularly long, sir.
I think from a mechanical standpoint, I would say that you're looking at about 2 meters to get a good. It's a good spray of accelerant, but 2 meters is about as far as that flamethrower is going to get, I think.
The prudent course of action would be, when navigating the divot, beware of the piles.
I agree with you, Shuttlecock. We should avoid them, but if we got to a point where we had to do something, if we were close enough, without endangering your good self, we could set them on fire. Just thinking ahead.
I'm just thinking, I've got my toolkit with me, obviously. Got a wrench. What's the most mechanical thing I have that we can break down, maybe make a bomb out of?
Let's say you've got the same little science kit that you had with you during the first story, which you've restocked it. You like to keep your little science kit around with you. I think it would be fun. In my mind's eye, it's. I think we had the equivalent over here, but those sort of the cliche of the 1950s Kid Atomic set.
Yeah, like first chemistry set kind of thing.
Yeah, it's something. It was once that, but you've expanded it a little bit. So yeah, you've got something that, if memory serves, I allowed 1 explosive grenade to be made from the kit itself. So that's an option. You've got a small amount of accelerant. I think that within the frame of a small chemistry set, let your imagination go wild, and I'll say yes or no.
Okay, cool. I am thinking we could probably whip up a tiny little vial of napalm or something.
Something that's going to give a lasting burn, you're thinking?
Right.
Okay, I could allow that, yeah.
Going full anarchist cookbook.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that you would be able to make something that's got adhesive qualities and would burn for longer than normal.
Nice.
Again, you're not going to make a massive amount of it. It will not cover the bottom of this divot. You've got a handheld grenade canister that will cover, let's say, a meter area.
I was thinking
I
was thinking that I might find out what Shuttlecock's maximum throwing range was.
Okay.
Why am I the one throwing it?
Because you're a robot with robot limbs.
Yeah, but I haven't got a hand.
You have some sort of clasping thing.
I've got a pincer, I've got a buzzsaw, and who knows if I've got a flamethrower. I'm keeping that close to the chest.
I keep that to myself.
Yeah.
My flamethrowers are private.
It's a private matter.
I mean, I feel like it's reasonable for Victor, being built the way he is, to be like, I don't want to be the one that throws this.
Yeah.
If you're looking for somebody else to do it, you have got Percy.
Yeah, I probably would have a decent amount to throw on me if the dice allow it.
Alright, that's an option. Are we saying that Percy could potentially throw further than a robot?
I think given the Mr. Handy's design and the way that the thrusters work, I think it would probably struggle to actually throw an object that, the thrusters...
my arm setup is not they're kind of hanging arms almost, aren't they? They're not really built for chucking stuff,
Yeah, you'd probably need some kind of throwing arm or something, a slingshot, something that you could attach to a Mr. Handy to upgrade it to make it launch a grenade. So yeah, probably not something that we'd have him do.
Yeah, it's not really in my design specs.
Yeah, it doesn't have the ability it doesn't have manual inertia to throw and let something go at the peak of the movement. It doesn't have that ability.
I was thinking, maybe I can fashion a slingshot as well with some of the. Obviously, there's a bunch of sticks and stuff lying
To be
around.
fair, if this whole clearing is only 50 meters, 100 meters across, and this thing, the divot's in the middle. Like, I'm pretty sure Percy could like throw it that distance.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. We might have to resort to that. I was just trying to see if we could keep everyone out of bomb's reach when napalm being what it is.
It's a good thought, because that's. I think on that note, in fact, with a lot of this conversation having taken place in character, let's say, Harrier is nodding along and listening to what you're all saying, and he says, "Fire's well and good, and it'll work. Trust me, I've seen one of these things get hit, and they do not like fire one bit. But look around, guys. Do you see how dry all of this is? And it's quite a hot day. I think I'd established that we're in summer.
Yeah.
It's heathland, and it's a timber of sorts. Mercifully, within this clearing, like, it would take a minute, well, more than a few minutes to get across the dried grass to the actual brambles you've come from, but you set a fire in here, and it ain't going out anytime soon."
Good. I mean, good.
So Harry is like effectively.
By which he means, oh no.
Harry basically says that, and is just like, "Guys, we're going to have to leg it. The second, if you set fire to it, we've got to be out towards the coast straight away. And I don't know if that's going to hit our house and everything. And you guys said you came from a boat. Are we all right to come with you if the fire follows us down there? And it will."
Yeah. Don't worry about it. Sure.
Are Percy and Shuttlecock also as reassuring that they're gonna be able to come with?
I don't have a face, so I haven't really got a readable expression.
Is your saw blade jittering at the prospect?
No, I'm fully in control of my faculties.
What's your capacity for fire extinguishing?
Limited.
But present.
Who knows?
You're such a coquettish little robot. I can't wait to prize you open and take. I mean,
Jesus.
Nothing.
Buy me dinner first.
I think in Percy's mind, we barely know these people, but so far they haven't been outwardly hostile to us, and if we use fire as a last resort to get rid of these things, if they did lose their home because of it, he feels like, okay, we would really need to offer them somewhere else to go.
I'm just thinking
somewhere else to settle. Yeah,
we have 3 shots. We have 3 of these daddies there, right? We've established they usually come up in gangs of like 3 or so. But we have 2. We can have 2 shots, so we can shoot 2 times before they will hear us, right? And then after that, it's crazy time. So what I guess I want to ensure here is that we make the most of our shots, and then when we do what we need to, we've got enough distance to just blow this pop stand to sky high. That's what I'm thinking right now. But I'm also concerned that if we burn this place to the ground, where do the daddies subsequently then move to? Do we cause a huger problem by burning down this, what is their nest?
Will they migrate elsewhere? Yeah.
Right.
If you're wondering that aloud, I think Harrier would chip in and she'd be like, "Well, the nest must be out here somewhere in the middle of all these brambles. I don't know, it might make them angry, it might kill all of them. I really don't know what to tell you, but we're going to have to do something soon." And he looks down towards the pile, and you can see hints of movement from the bit of it that's closest to you.
Oh, shit. All right, let's get moving then. I think we're going to have to get in closer so we can get those... We can at least maybe get some shots off. Kill some of these bad boys first.
Yeah, let's say it's probably about 15 meters before you start really seeing the dip coming down in front of you, and then that dip continues down into quite a deep divot, as said. So 15 meters forward before you're kind of at the point where you're going to have to, it's going to be a bit more of a struggle coming back.
All right, so I hand Percy my little homemade napalm bomb. This is the last resort. All right, boys, let's try and find some shooting ranges. My concern is that laser pistol is with Harry, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got to come with us. So Harry is not going to be happy.
Well, Harrier, while you like after you've kind of moved forward a bit, Harrier, at the same time as you guys were having your conversation, kind of dropped back to talk to his mum and dad, and you can hear whispers of, "Look, we got to get this done. I know, Dad. I know. You don't want to get Mum in trouble. Mum, can you just go and wait back by where we just cut through? Just don't get involved, all right? And unless they're on you, you don't get involved. And Dad, you stick with me, because..." And he leans in a little bit closer. And can I get a perception speech from all of you?
So I got a 16 and a 12, so that's nothing from me.
17 and a 3 from me.
Okay, so you heard it. Or lip read it.
16 and a 7.
Okay. So you managed to intimate that he has said to his dad, "Look, if things start going pear-shaped, we leg it, all right? They're the ones that had the idea about coming out and doing this, and I'm not putting Mum's neck on the line you did last time." And you see Harry drop his head a bit, and he goes, "All right, son, I understand. Harry moves back up to the front with you and goes, "All right, boys, we ready to go?"
I look over at the gang and confirm that we're all ready to go.
I'm ready.
Okay. How would you like to, what's your sneak attack move here? Who's doing what?
Right, Percy's going to remain crouched, and he's going to advance slowly with his pistol out ready.
Okay.
I don't really have a sneak attack that I can do.
Have you got like low thruster, like minimal impulse?
Well, yeah, but like I don't really have any attacks that are like sneaky, if you know what I mean. Like,
well, I mean more that this is like you're getting the drop. So what's
Okay.
not necessarily that this is like, oh, I'm going to use my secret assassin technique. More like they're not quite aware of you yet. What's your first move?
I think maybe I'm sort of skimming round to the right a bit, just to sort of spread out.
Now that we're closer, can we see them better?
You can see where you'd gotten the previous look at kind of the hints of movement. You can see that in amongst that debris, there appear to be twitching strands. They are very thin. You can see that there's a certain amount of light being caught on them. It's kind of like late afternoon at this point, where you've spent a lot of the day dealing with getting down the coast and talking to the family and all the rest of it. So we're not quite at golden hour yet, let's say. It's headed there, but the light reflects off of these limbs in such a way where you kind of see thin streaks of this reflective surface, but it is like razor thin.
Potentially dealing with like a little froth of baby daddies.
Maybe. That's what you can see moving within the pile, like the closest one. The ones that are a little bit further off, you can see movement, but the light's not hitting it in quite the same way, so you can't really make out hints of what may be limbs.
Okay, right. So there is a chance that they're kind of patrolling the nest, right? They're looking after. I'm making an assumption here. It seems I'm a hypothesis. They are a set of adults patrolling around and keeping guard of babies. I'm wondering if I could throw something and maybe if I throw something off in the distance and maybe catch it.
So you have the intent of like getting their attention in another direction, so you're pulling them right while you're on the left, kind of thing.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to think where I am in relation to everybody. I'm obviously with Percy and Shuttlecock. I'm just trying to think. Okay, I guess I will wait to see what Shuttlecock does, as again, both he and Percy have more fighting capabilities than I do.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna lay low for now.
Okay.
Know what I see.
And so you're aware, the mum's gone back to she's done what she was told. She's gone back to the kind of like the bramble arch, let's call it. And Harry has stayed right at the top of the divot. He's gotten down kind of into a sniper's position and is training his energy weapon as best he can. You can see that there's a very visible waver in his hand.
Yes.
Harrier is up front with you guys. He's got his switchblade in his hand. He's crouched and he's got a look of steely determination about him, waiting for the moment when you guys do something.
Here's the thing, because I have nothing but basically close range stuff. It seemed to me that the plan wasn't to just run in there because we'll get stabbed to death.
Right.
So that's why I'm kind of holding back a little bit, because I don't have anything.
I'm probably waiting for Percy to take his first shot.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll throw something and see if we can't get them all shocked and get them to like run into each other or something.
Okay. So what are you thinking? Like throw a rock somewhere near the piles to get attention? Is that the move? What?
I'm going to throw a rock in a direction that is away from us.
Okay. You have one throwing. And alongside that, we will add strength, because that makes the most sense. So you need to hit where you want to hit. You need 5 or below.
You can do it.
We'll say difficulty 1 again, because it's just chucking a rock. It's nothing truly complex.
I believe in you.
Please.
Ooh. Critical success.
Critical success.
So you hit the rock exactly where you were aiming. Where were you aiming? These 3 piles, let's say, that are in the bottom of this divot are quite equidistant. They're kind of like there's like an empty negative space in the middle, let's say, and the 3 piles are logically kind of like spaced out in the middle. Where were you aiming?
Okay, so if I said just beyond the middle one, which is, I guess, furthest away from us,
I'd say you would have the point of the triangle close to you, because I kept alluding to one of the piles being close. So if you throw into the other side, so it's like you're on one side of these nests, you're throwing a rock to the other side to try and get attention over there.
Yes, right. So they go over there, and then basically they turn that way.
You've picked up a fairly, like, something with a good heft that's going to make a nice thump sound when it hits the ground. And maybe Percy in particular looks at you do this and is quite impressed that you managed to pull out what would be, I suppose, a fairly textbook cricket throw, and go full overarm and fling the thing onto the other side of this little divot. And immediately the debris and bits of plant matter start getting thrown all over the place and flicked about. The hints of the light-catching thin limbs start whipping about in fast motion in such a way where you can't make out the edge anymore, but you can see the air being thrown up and the amount of debris being thrown up from the ground by these. And 3 little kind of like, they're not quite tornadoes, let's say, but like 3 little flurries of action spring up out of these piles. And I will give you the opportunity for one more action from Percy and Shuttlecock, because you've still got the jump. They have come up and you can see a vague hint that, like, the movement that they're making is towards the rock you've thrown.
Are they like converging? Is there a chance that we could like...
They've barely moved. We're talking like we're in a 3-second blink of an eye description of the moment.
Right.
It's them coming out of the ground, well, not out of the ground, but into full visibility, and you can see the hint. It's like they're startled and they've moved towards the rock just a little bit. That, like, as you're processing, it's going like, it worked. That got their attention.
Cool.
But yes, as said, Shuttlecock, Percy, this is your opportunity to do something now before anything else might happen.
Alrighty then. I'm going to try and go for the one that's closest to me.
As described with the kind of vaguely triangulated thing, you have got one of them that's closest to you, and you're going to go with your pistol. You have small guns of 2 and perception of 4.
Oh shit. What?
See, Percy's a strong boy, but he's not got the sharpest eyes.
I'm better with guns than you are.
I think you might be. Okay, 6 and below.
Mm-hmm.
I am sorry to do this to you, but given all of my descriptions of these things as skinny, quick-moving, like, flailing things, guns are gonna be tough. So this is difficulty 2. And you are gonna need to roll less than 6 twice.
Oh dear.
I didn't know, sorry. I didn't know that you were such a shit shot.
Well, it's been nice knowing you all. Jesus wept.
Well, you did get 6 twice.
Strictly
You unfortunately also got it another 3 times.
Technically speaking, I got 6 twice on 1 dice roll, and it's no.
alas, divisible by does not count, I don't think.
No.
But yes, alas, you take your shot and you train your eye as best you can, but it's impossible to make out an individual piece of this thing to shoot at. You kind of take a shot into the mass of wind and dust and debris being thrown about, and there is no indication that it did anything. Aside from that particular one of these daddies to sort of like, you see a shape in the air, and it seems to be turning as we give Shuttlecock his opportunity to do so.
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
Can your saw blade eject at speed?
No, I'm a glorified butler, to be fair.
Can't help but imagine you ask that question out loud, and Victor has an idea and he's like, notes for later. we can look into that.
Yeah, spring-loaded saw blade.
I guess I kind of rushing forward. Maybe you see that they've screwed up, but then there's like nothing I can do to change that. So I guess maybe I would sort of move forward, raising my buzzsaw arm, and clicking my pincer menacingly.
I think that you can move more than fast enough to close the distance and actually get into melee range with it. So as you do, your sensors pick up the fact that the wind is whipping furiously, and thrusters suddenly have to do a little bit of adjustment to the amount of wind being displaced. But as you get into range, without even, like, you try to keep distance, but one of its limbs flicks out and hits against your chassis, and, like, your visual unit detects that there was an actual spark. Like, that, when it touched you with one of its limbs, it sparked very rapidly, and a few of those sparks land on the ground and quickly go out. But there's an indication that it's like, oh, yeah, whatever its limbs are made of are also potentially metallic, or whatever it is has the chance to deflect off of you.
I was going to say, you said spark. Do you mean like an electrical one, or like a kind of like ricochet type spark?
Like a ricochet type spark, like a bullet hitting off of the cliche of bullet hitting off metal kind of spark.
Okay.
The standard Hollywood squib goes off.
Yeah. Okay. Good to know.
That's it. So yeah, a couple of them with the ground that go out quickly, and as you enter melee range, you opportunity for an attack.
Yeah, I'm just gonna swing my buzzsaw randomly. No, I mean not randomly, but yeah, like.
I'm hoping in the vague direction of the monster that's trying to destroy us.
Yeah.
Once again, quick thing. You are in melee range though, and I think that it would be fair to say that you could also start flailing now, and it would be as effective as its attacks.
Yeah,
your melee.
My skill on my thing is a 6 and under for.
Yeah, so it's strength plus melee, 5 strength, 1 melee, 6 and under, and because you're in melee range, I'll say it's a 1 difficulty this time around.
Okay.
I said you could flail about and maybe have a chance.
We'll find out. Well, I got 1 6 there and a 16, so 6 and under.
Do you want to describe how you go about the actual move?
I think I just make like a kind of. But I raise my buzzsaw arm and I'm just kind of like just waving it around in front of me, just being like,
haha! How about you?
kind of thing.
Like a classic kind of dueling dialogue kicks in. So there is a couple of moments the other people watching this from slightly further away can see as your buzzsaw cuts through the air a couple of times, and there are indications that it's clashing against the limbs, but one of the slices hits something and you see a bigger spark, and part of this thing flings off into the distance. You hear like a very sharp snapping noise, and you can see, or at least the people further away can see, part of a limb of this thing has kind of like been caught by the wind and blown off, hopefully to not impale somebody further down the beach, but who knows where it might go at this point. It's off on its own adventure.
Some guy just enjoying like a nice relaxing walk along the beach and just thunk.
It's like the equivalent of just getting a javelin through the chest. Like, oh, shit.
Not again. Oh.
So, I will say that for your perspective and just for mechanical sake, these things have got 5 HP, and you've done a solid 3 to this one.
Solid 3.
It's not moving as quickly now. There's less wind being kicked up as you are sort of like hovering alongside it.
Yeah.
But at this point, we will trigger initiative. So, these things have got initiative of 11, which means that both Shuttlecock and Victor, we will be going Shuttlecock first, Victor next, then the enemies, then Percy. Because Percy, you have the least initiative with 10. So, we'll bring it back round to Shuttlecock, who is engaged in melee.
Yeah, I think I'll continue swinging this thing in front of me.
Okey-doke.
I'm still in melee range, so I'm presuming I ought to stay there. So let's give it another go. It worked so well the first time.
Same again. We'll have another check to see if your cutting blade can make contact.
It cannot, and I got a critical failure there of the 20.
Okay, so the injured daddy, having sort of slowed down its flailing but turned all of its attention towards you, you take another swing, but this time the swing is met by one of the limbs, which catches the blade itself and manages to catch as it's spinning, it catches one of the kind of hooked blades, and it stops the cutting blade in midair. One of these limbs is holding up in front, holding your blade in place now, as the slightly injured daddy struggles to kind of keep itself airborne, but is now sort of like in a locked tussle with...
I was going to say, can we get a better look at it now that it's kind of stuck in place, sort of thing?
Oh, absolutely. What you can see now that it's... Because a lot of the other ones are still doing their thing, kicking up dust and all the rest of it. This one is kind of now into... where you can see that it has 3 spindly limbs that are now touching the ground. They're kind of coming... They are literal like needle points that are stuck into the ground, and the limb that it's held up in front of you kind of bracing across its torso, which is itself I don't know why it comes to mind as the reference point, but it's about the thickness of a Swiss roll. Okay.
Yeah.
Standard width, like
so like a good 2-handed gun.
Girthy is what you're saying, is that?
Yeah, but
I'm really worried about this daddy Swiss roll now.
That's it. It's got a good fat girth to it, and you're holding it in midair. But yeah, you can see it's got this thick body, and it's got a proboscis, like a little tube mouth, out the front, where there's no indication of teeth or anything like that. The way that this thing seems to feed would be that it would, I suppose, frappe whatever it's decided to like land upon, dice it into little bits and then suck it up. And it's got 4 wings, very shiny, very thin, very fragile looking, but moving at a speed where you as a Mr. Handy perhaps can perceive just a little bit more, so to speak. You could take a snapshot and then analyze that in a split second and see like, oh yes, that's the wing.
I've got high frame rate eyes.
That's it. But to everybody else, the wings themselves are just the blurring shape of wings in fast motion.
Okay. Well, now I know what we're dealing with.
So, what's Victor's next move?
I don't have any weapon.
No, you don't.
It seems like an oversight.
I'm a weapons guy.
You're a better shot than me.
Yeah, well, I didn't know that going in.
I mean, I will say this is like, you can note, now that you've gotten a good look at these things and seen Shuttlecock in action with it, like these things, if you can hit them, appear to be quite fragile. It's just a matter of whether or not you can hit them. So, if you want to improvise something...
I mean, I have my multi-tool, I guess. Is that weighty enough to like crack it with?
You throw another rock?
Yeah, multi-tool, I think, in real terms, is penknife. what
Yeah,
that
right.
equates to in my mind.
Yeah, I was hoping that maybe I had some sort of that was like weighty. Anyway, tried. All right.
I think the big multi-tool in Disco Elysium is like it's the size of a boombox. I'm like, what the fuck kind of multi-tool is that? Like, what kind of tooling are you doing?
It's for like cyberpunk stuff, you know.
That makes sense in that context. But yes, for you, multi-tool is small knife. You've got a bottle opener. You've got a corkscrew.
You can follow your nails down.
Yeah. But AJ's not wrong. You did throw a big rock, and like there's enough of these like hefty,
Yeah, I was gonna say,
handful rock kind of size, like good brick size things.
can I use some fashion like a big hammery kind of thing out of some bricks and sticks?
You want to fashion something now? Okay.
I don't know. All right, I'm just gonna pick up a brick. And, I don't know, because I kind of want to be out of here. I don't have any weapons, and I'm squishy.
I'll tell you what I would let you do in terms of weapon improvisation is, like, one of these stones, there's enough rocks and stones nearby. What I would let you do is you would be able to pick up a rock, and if you wanted to make an edge or something, I would let you then hit the rock against another one, do a roll to see if you're actually strong enough to break the rock and create an edge.
Yeah.
And then you can use that slightly sharper rock if you think that the sharpness will make any difference.
No, it won't. I am going to go slowly back off towards where like Harry is.
Harrier's gonna look at you as you go. Where are you going? Where? Oh, don't you run off! Dad, keep an eye on him.
I'm not going anywhere. I'm just keeping better sight, so I have no weapons. That's why I asked for the laser pistol.
Harrier, hearing that, wide-eyed, looked at you and he's are you stupid? No weapons! Yeah, get back there! Get back! Exasperated Harrier just looks right back forwards again to see what's happening.
I'm staying back, and then I'm gonna fashion something.
Okay.
This plan can only go well.
So if you want to fully take time, we'll say you've got a few seconds to like come up with something. Did you want to do more than the sharp rock, or was there something like specific in mind you want to try and fashion?
No, sharp rock on this. I want to make a sharp rock on a stick.
Okay. It's still going to require a check, I think, because we're going to need to do a very quick bit of visual calculus to be like, right, that rock, that stick, that hole, I think I can do something to jam it together. We can gum it up with that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So we will do a survival intelligence check. So you've got some pretty solid odds here. That's a 13 or below.
I know now that I've made some of the most ridiculous ones already, so this is definitely not going to work.
I'm going to be really nice and say difficulty 1.
Thank you.
To fashion a weapon in like 6 seconds or whatever it is.
So he is a very smart man. He's got intelligence 10, and I'm kind of just thinking about how it's the Fallout universe. He can probably justify looking at this, looking at that, and recognizing, oh, that fits together. There's probably a logic he can apply here that I think justifies this. You got a success. Okay.
Nice.
You managed to fashion a very rudimentary tomahawk.
Nice.
And that will be your turn for now.
Cool.
I'm going to say that Harry has the same initiative as Percy. He's getting on a bit, he's not quite as sharp, but Harrier definitely gets his turn now. I think Harrier is still looking out for himself and calls out to Shuttlecock, yeah, that's right, you got him under control, keep that one under control, we'll deal with the others.
Don't tell me what to do.
Alright, fine, you do whatever you gotta do. And he sort of like moves around the edge of the divot a little bit to the right and towards one of the other flailing masses. with his knife out, ready, just in case one of those masses, one of the daddies comes at you. But he's not actually going to directly engage in melee yet, so he's just ready if it comes rushing.
Right.
And on that note, we head over to Percy to see what he's going to do.
Right, so I'm thinking that, yeah, maybe not shooting these things when I can't actually make any proper detail on them is the order of the day. At the moment, the closest one to me, is it the one that's engaged with Shuttlecock?
Yes.
Right, so...
Time for a lamp in.
Well, that's the thing. Do I go in with the wrench and try and whack this thing and hope I don't get impaled by one of the legs, or do I try another pot shot and risk hitting Shuttlecock by mistake? That's a fair point. Am I within range to actually dash up and hit this thing, or am I too far away to do it in the same turn?
Absolutely, you can definitely get in, especially with the divot dipping down. You've got a little bit of, like, if you put a decent pace on, you'd even struggle to stop because you've got that dip going, so your forward momentum's going to be quite easy here.
Right, okay. So, okay, I'm gonna put the gun away and bring out the busty wrench. And I'm gonna try and land a melee attack on the air quotes body of this thing.
Okay, so let's see. You've got a melee of 1, but your strength is 8, so 9 or below. You need 1 success.
Ooh. And ballsing it up massively.
19 and 14.
I think that you're in your haste to get down there into melee combat, as described. There's a bit of a hill, basically, kind of that you're coming down, or at least like a slope. And in your haste, you set a pace that is just a little bit too quick, and you go flying down towards them. I don't know if you're yelling or what are you doing as you approach? Is it a silent, like...
I'm sort of going, oh, shit!
Yes. So you kind of, as you get close to them, you realize that you've not slowed down quite enough. And you take 3 or 4 paces past where the fight is happening. You do take a swing as you go past and hit mid-air, hit like nothing but air. And you end up 3 or 4 paces past the fight, kind of in the middle of the clearing.
Yeah.
So you're now in the middle of the triangle.
Have I hit the deck?
You've not hit the deck. You managed to like lean your weight backwards and dig your heels in a little bit to like stop yourself. You don't go to ground, but there's a definite like whoa moment of like, oh shit, I've overstepped the mark, and quickly pull back. Yeah. And as you stagger and get your balance, you realize, oh shit, I'm right in the middle of it now. So the 2 daddies react to everything that has now gone on around them. You can't really tell what their senses are necessarily, but there is, like, they felt the movement of air behind them. They have turned. You can see that the swirling whirlwinds, let's say, are headed towards both Percy and Harrier, breaking off the different bits of the triangle, so to speak. And I think that with Percy having landed where he is, you're going to get into melee range, and the daddy is going to take a swing at you. So they are going to be swinging with a combined body and melee of 9, because this is just what their natural capacity is, so they're pretty good at it. But you're a fairly competent fighter. You can defend yourself. You've got your wrench in hand ready to go, so it's going to be difficulty 2 for them. So I will just do a quick roll.
Oh, that's 1.
It was difficulty 2 for them, so
they needed 2.
So you have managed to deftly, and just as you compose yourself, Percy, bring up the wrench, and as one of the flailing limbs comes down onto the wrench, you feel the impact, and you can see now the limb slides across the metal and actually leaves a groove in it, and you can hear like a squeaking, scraping noise. As, like, it's not heavy or anything, but this thing is like it's not quite a knife through butter, but it's actually cutting metal. And you hold it in place, and you now are also locked in combat with a daddy.
Uh-oh.
At the same time, Harrier is attacked. And Harrier has a much smaller weapon. He's got a switchblade, so he's going to have a difficulty 2 combat to deal with, and that was definitely not good enough for Harrier to defend himself amply. So Harrier yells, "Come on then, you bastards, let's have some!" Starts swinging his switchblade in a fairly kind of like, he's not being very accurate, he's not practiced, this is just somebody panicking, flailing. And the daddy closest to him whips around as it comes closer. You can see the glimmer of light flicking off of these legs as they come out in front of it. And Harrier does his best to try and deflect it, but you can see that his clothes and even on his face, you see a couple of cuts immediately come up as the daddy blooms and reaches in close with its limbs, slashing at him, catching his face even further, spreading blood all over the place. He's got a look of panic in his eyes as he looks to the rest of the group.
Alright then, that's going to do it for this episode. We'll be back in 2 weeks' time on Thursday, July 23rd with the next chapter of Vault Theta, and we hope you'll all join us for that. In the meantime, you can head to pretendingwithdice.com for links to all of our online presences, including our merch store, Ko-Fi page, Discord server, and much, much more. So yeah, for now, that's our show. We hope you all enjoyed it. See you next time.